Voting for the local government elections in Sri Lanka is currently underway across the island with varying turnout in various districts. Most districts have reported turnout of about 10 to 15% till 9 a.m. with Vavuniya polling over 20% and Jaffna at 6%. The polls are the third nationwide election within a year that witnessed presidential and parliamentary elections late last year. The election is a crucial political milestone for the island nation as the ruling National People's Power Coalition is looking to gain control of local bodies to deliver on pledges at the local level, while the opposition is making efforts to regain the lost political ground. Dr. Ahmed Muin Farooqi joins us from Sri Lanka. Ahmed, good morning. You've told our viewers about the voting that is currently on in Sri Lanka for the local government. Get us more as to what is the significance of these elections. Help us understand the importance first.
Preeti, you see, these elections are third island-wide elections that are being held within the last 1 year period. We had presidential elections in September last year. Thereafter, we had in the November 2024, we had parliamentary elections. And now we are having local government elections. In fact, the cruciality of these elections is that these are the ones which are important for people to go for the citizen-centric initiatives, including those things which matter to them on a daily basis, including garbage clearing or maintenance of various offices in the nearby vicinity of the citizens in various localities. So this has a lot of bearing on people's day-to-day lives. That said, this election is something which had been postponed for over 2 years. It was initially scheduled to be held in March 2023, but was postponed when the then government had cited lack of funds and the economic crisis as the reasons. However, the Supreme Court had taken a very strict and a serious view with regard to holding the elections because they considered that this was a violation of the fundamental rights of the people to elect their own representatives in the local councils. Now, so far, the voting percentage has been varying from various districts. There have been reports of around 6% polling in certain districts in parts of the island, while there are a few others which have reported over 20% polling till 9 a.m. The press reports are still pouring in, but this is how it stands for now. Preeti.
All right, Ahmed, also, what are you picking up? What is it that the people are looking for? You tell us the significance of these elections, but then help us also understand what is it on the minds of the voters when they come out to vote today?
You see, Preeti, the voters had voted in the parliamentary and the presidential election for a radical change, a systems change. And to a large extent, some of the voters have felt that their promises were fulfilled by the government, while a few feel that a lot is still left to be desired. And that will be a very crucial topic on which people would be voting for. In fact, this will be a very important litmus test for the ruling NPP coalition, because it's been 6 months since they have been in power in the parliament, and it will matter a lot for them to take forward their electoral reforms and the systems change that they had promised during both the previous elections. And this will also be crucial for the opposition parties to rally around their local candidates and get the political mileage and the political capital to regain for them. And this will be a very crucial one. Because people are considering that this could be perceived as a referendum on the promises and policies of the ruling coalition, and as well as for an opportunity for the opposition parties. That way, this election has a lot at stake for all those stakeholders, including the opposition parties. Preeti.
All right, polling has been, the turnout has been reported around 10 to 15% by 9 a.m. Also, we tell our viewers that Vavuniya polling was reported over 20% and Jaffna at 6%. Ahmed, for the benefit of our viewers, get us a quick background. When we look back into these government elections, in these local government elections in Sri Lanka, get us more as to what has been the general history of these elections, the parties which have won, the areas which have proved significant, for the elections, and get us a breakout of the victories which have been witnessed in the past.
Preeti, you see, historically, if we talk about the voter turnout itself, the turnout has not been as high as we had witnessed in presidential or the parliamentary elections. They have been on the lesser side, about 5% lesser than the parliamentary elections. That said, the parliamentary elections, we had witnessed a voter turnout of around 65%. So going by the same trends, there's a possibility the turnout would not cross 60% in this election. If we talk about the previous elections wherein the performance of various parties is concerned, the previous elections was entirely, it was dominated by the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. That was the party led by Gotabaya Rajapaksa. And thereafter, we have seen that the SLPP had lost considerable ground when the Go Gotagama, the Aragalaya protests had been carried out during the year of 2022. And thereafter, we witnessed that the various of the significant primary parties, including the UNP as well as SJB, they could not fare well with respect to the presidential and the parliamentary elections. However, most of these locations have had local parties, especially the north, east, and the upcountry areas. They have had local parties which have fared better in the previous elections, while nationalistic parties and the other center and center-right parties have done well in the west as well as southern part of the island. But this time around, there has been a huge number of rallies that the ruling coalition has conducted in various parts of the country, including the northern part. And we had witnessed that in the parliamentary elections, they had done well in the northern part of the island. So it is being anticipated that something similar to these things would be visible this election. Preeti.
Right. All right, Emma. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.